Hello everyone, this is the first video of EDEXCEL IGCSE ICT. In this video, I'll be solving May 2001 ICT paper 1. This one is IGCSE 91 scale. So the first question is about Kiki buys a smartphone. The smartphone uses a sensor that detects movement of the device. One way in which the smartphone uses data from the sensor is to switch itself off if dropped. Give two other way in which the smartphone could use data from the sensor. So here what happened when Kiki somehow mistakenly drop her phone, it automatically switch off by taking data from the sensor. So we have to write here two other way the smartphone uses data from the sensor. So the first another one is there is so many apps which can record which can track our moving steps, right? So we can write smartphone can track the walking steps of a user by using data from the sensor. By using sensor, it's always better if you provide examples. So from there is one app which is a pedometer. You can provide if you know any other application, no problem. So the second one is the most common one, which is a compass. Our mobile can also get data. Sensor is also getting data from GPS. So this way they can track which direction it is, like north, south, east, west. So it also work as a work as a what as a compass. So it also work as a compass. Compass where sensor is getting data from GPS. Here also for tracking our movement, here also the sensor is getting data from GPS, but I didn't mention. If you want, you guys can mention it here. So the example is I can provide south, east, etc. Or you can provide the name of the application, what is actually working like a campus. So the next question is about smartphone can be connected using wired or wireless method. Give to advantage to Kiki of using a wired method to connect to the smartphone. Okay. So the first advantage here is it is more stable. More stable means suppose if you're using a Bluetooth headphone and there is a chance, right, to there is a chance like any obstacle can come between your phone and your headphone because there is nothing, there is no connection, it's working with a wave, right? So that's why this is more stable because for the wire connection no obstacle can come. So more stable because of less interference. And number 2 is more secure. So why it's more secure? If you search on the internet about we will like how to hack, you will get there is a one way. uh, a hacker can use the Bluetooth to hack a certain device. So that's why Bluetooth, using a Bluetooth is not more secure compared to wired device. Give to advantage to key of using a wired method to connect to the smartphone. Wireless method, sorry. So what is the advantage of using a wireless method? First advantage is you can easily move around, and number two is no need to pay for cables, right? No cost for cables. Okay. The second question is about the smartphone uses a SIM card. So which one of these is a type of connectivity that the SIM card provide? I think it's a quite easy one. You all know this one is a 4G, 3G. Now the latest one is a 5G. So it's a 4G. The second question is Kiki meets her friend Zara. Draw a diagram to show how Kiki's smartphone can be used to provide Zara's tablet computer with an internet connection. Label each component and the connectivity you use in your diagram. So always try to read your question carefully and try to understand what is actually wants, because some of the key points are hidden in your question. So where it is asking that we have to draw a smartphone, Kiki's smartphone, and it provide the internet to the Jara's tablet. So how we will draw it? So this is the Kiki's mobile. Suppose this is the button. This one is mobile. This is it's important, to show it's what it's a 4G or 3G, whatever. It's better if you show it. Not better actually. You have to show it. It's a 4G. So we have a hotspot. Suppose this is the hotspot, and this is the tablet. Tablet. So we get a Wi-Fi, and there is a name. Suppose Kiki. Here you have to provide the password, and what happened? It goes there. This is the diagram. I think you all understand. So the next question is about explain why an internet connection would affect the bandwidth available to Kiki's smartphone. Okay. So when Kiki is sharing her internet to her friends, so why it will affect her connection? Suppose in a simple way, I just show you. This is the line. Like Kiki is getting 4 bandwidth because this is the line of the 4 bandwidth. So this is the 4 bandwidth she is getting. When she is divided between 2, that what happened? This 2 is getting 1%. This 2 is getting 1 device. So before Kiki was getting 4, now she is getting 2. So obviously it will affect her internet connection. Maybe it will be more slower than before. So what we can write, Kiki will have less bandwidth, right? So we can write Kiki will have less bandwidth because it is fixed, right? Because it is fixed and divided between two devices, right? Two devices, okay. So the next question is, Kiki's smartphone and Jara's tablet computer share a lot of the same functionality. State the term used to describe this. Okay. So there is only one keyword, lot of functionality. So this is the convergence. Okay, but you have to understand what's the meaning of convergence. Like most of our mobile application have some common application, right? Have some common application. Maybe one is camera. We all have. We have a calendar. We have a timer. This is all the common thing, right? So all this common thing, in short, called convergence. Okay. So the next question is, the smartphone has a 4 gigahertz CPU. So describe the function of a CPU. I think you all know, I think you should know the meaning of CPU. The full form of the CPU is a control processing unit. So CPU is actually the brain of a computer. So how it's work? CPU is constantly follow the instruction of computer program by fetching, then decoding and executing data. So what happened? CPU is constantly follow the instruction of computer program by fetching, then decoding and executing data. So this is the answer of this question, but we have to understand actually how the CPU is working. So I'll just give you in a short, okay. In our computer we have a main memory which is a RAM. So this is, suppose this is the RAM. RAM in a full form is a random access memory. So what it do, it store the task, like you have to add, you have to subtract, all these things you have to on the computer, all these things this RAM store here. So what happen if I want to turn off my computer, I press on off, it goes to the RAM and here it saves like off, right? My instruction is saving here. So this is the main memory. There's another memory, that one is SSD or HDD, but this one is quite slow. So that's why we use as another memory. It's a random access memory where it's quite faster. It take like, it store the all the instruction quite here. But what happened here is, like, if you turn off your computer, all your file and all these things are savings here. So after you turn off and then you turn on, all your file and data is stored there, remaining there. But in RAM, when you turn on and off, all this, like all the instruction it stored there is gone. So this store your instruction or everything for a short period of time. And then what happened? We have a CPU. So where is the CPU? This is the CPU, okay? This is a control processing unit. Okay, inside CPU we have a control unit. Control unit, and the other one is algorithm logic unit, just ALU, I just put it short. So what happened? This is one part, this is another part. So RAM stored the instruction and it provide this to the CPU here. GCH fetch, okay. And what the control unit do, it decoded it. And then after it decode, this one execute. Execute means this is the algorithm logic unit where it decide what you have to do. You have to add, you have to subtract, or whatever. Then it provide it to the RAM. So this is the cycle of a fetch, decode, and execute process. So there is a more explanation of this. Maybe in future I will explain this in more detail. So okay, the next question is, the smartphone uses application software. Describe the purpose of application software. Okay, so an application software is designed so that a user can carry out a particular task, such as writing note, editing images. Like different applications have a different type of purpose. So you can write here an application, an application, an application software is designed so that a user can carry out a particular task, such as suppose writing note on a notepad, right? Editing image, etc. Explain one benefit of using solid state storage with a smartphone. Okay, like in I think the above one of the questions, CPU, I already mentioned about solid state storage. So what is solid state storage? This is the memory where you will save all your files. This is called secondary memory, where you save all your file, images, whatever you have. Your computer save all the things here for a longer time. So before, this is the latest version, solid state storage. Before it was like HDD, which is hard disk drive. So this one is actually they have a moving part, and also it take a lot of space. So they, and also it is quite slower. So that's why the new one is coming here. It's a solid state storage. Like in our latest device, you will see SSD. In short, it called SSD. Okay, so what's the benefit of using SSD on a smartphone? Because smartphone are portable, right? So because of that, solid state storage takes up less space, and beside that, it has no moving part, and also it's faster. So we can say like we need two points. So in short, we can say the smartphones are portable. Smartphone are portable because solid state storage takes up less space and also it has no moving parts. So this is the answer of this question. So in red color, I always try to provide an example. So this is not the answer actually, but in black color one is the answer. And also when you were using, in your exam, when you were writing, don't write in a short abbreviation like SST. Always try to put the full name like solid state storage. It will be better. Okay, so the next question is about Kiki's smartphone uses an open source operating system. So which one of these describe the source code in an open source operating system? Okay, source code in an operating system. It is owned by a company. It is made available to user. It is more secure. It uses less processing power. Okay, so we have to understand what's the meaning of open source and what is the operating system. Okay, operating system is what? Operating system we are using. I think everyone, most of the people are using Windows X in Bangladesh. Windows, right? Windows is the operating system. The another one is Mac. The third one is most popular one is Linux. I think I don't know you guys know or not. So Microsoft is not a free one; it's a paid one. And the owner is it is owned by a company. Which one? This one is actually owned by Microsoft. This one also paid, and it is owned by Apple. But the Linux is the free one, so you can download it freely. You don't have to pay. Okay, so this is the three example of operating system, paid and free one. And what is the meaning of open source? Open source means like so many programmer or developer or engineer, they are like contributing to a project which other people can easily download it. This is called a open source. Like if you were writing an article to the Medium or even in suppose in Google Drive, and you share it with the public, so public can uh, read your articles and gain some knowledge. This is called open source. They don't need to pay, right? They just open it, your article, and then they read from there what you actually wanted to say, something like that. So for software engineer, we have a GitHub. This is called a remote area. So here we actually push so many like we actually push our work there. So some of the developer, they wanted to contribute in their open source project, sorry. So Linux is one of the open source project where like so many software engineers, they are contributing here, so that the people who cannot afford to pay, they can use this. So it is owned by a company. Open source, no. It is made available to user, yes. It is more secure, no. Why it's not more secure? Because we are not paying, right? If it's a free one, obviously it's not more secure. It uses less processing power, no. So this is the answer. It is available to users, so all user can download it freely. They don't need to pay. Okay, so this is the end of question 1. Okay, so move to question 2. It is saying that Jara uses her tablet computer to watch TV online. Describe the function of a router. Okay, so router is the device that that provide the Wi-Fi. So it's like this is our router. It store IP address. Store IP address. Like you are using your internet have a unique address which identify that if this IP address is your IP address that you are using. So, and this is suppose this is your friend router. Okay, so you want to share a file to a friend. That means suppose if this IP address is 222.00, so this router will collect this IP address. It will store here that it need to send file to this IP address, and then it will try to find out what is the easiest way to send data to there. So suppose this is the one way, this is the another way, this is the another way, this is the another way. So the router will calculate what is the shortest path that can use to send your message to this router. Suppose this is the shortest path, so your message will be going using this path. Okay, so another one is when the router is sending your message, like if you have a bigger message, like you said hello friend, how are how are you. So what this router will do, it will divide this whole thing as a packet, like this thing is one packet, this one is another packet, this one is another packet. Okay, and then it will send this to here first, after that it will send this, and then after sending all this packet, it will rearrange and give it to your friends. This is how the router is working. Okay, so what we will write here, you can write here router store IP address in a routing table, like it has a table where it store all the IP address. Okay, routing table, and forward to the packet, and forwards the packet, sorry, and forwards the packet using most efficient route. Okay, so move to the next question, which is state two benefits to Jara of online TV. So obviously, there is a lot of benefit of using online TV. Like one benefit is if you connect your internet to your TV, what's the benefit you will get? You will get a variety of content. Like there is a huge number of channels, so we can put like variety of content. second one is access from anywhere with internet connection, right? You can access it from anywhere. So access it anywhere with internet connection. Okay. So the next question is Zara streams an online video. She sees the notice shown in figure 1. Okay, so what happened? Zara opened her online TV and then she see this type of messages coming. So what's the message actually? Your files are no longer accessible. That means you can't access your file. Then can I get access to my file? It's a question. Okay, so how can you get access to your file? They are saying that yes, send a payment as described below. Like they will provide their bank address or something, then you have to pay. How long do I have? So you have 14 days to send payments. Like they are giving you a warning of 14 days. So within 14 days you have to give the payment, otherwise they will delete all your files. So how do I pay? Send Atto in Bitcoin to this account, something like this. Okay, so describe what has happened to Zara. So obviously it's a hack, right? So here what happened, Zara is a victim of ransomware. Ransomware is what? Ransomware means it's a virus. So like somehow Zara clicked to a certain link or email, like sometimes you will get a spam email, so it's quite risky to click on spam in email because uh, maybe some of the link they're provided, or maybe they can provide a folder which can be quite harmful for your PC, or it can also hack your PC. So here we can write Zara is a victim of ransomware which is a malicious software. So malicious software means the software which carries viruses. It is called malicious software that has been downloaded on her computer that had been downloaded on her computer, and it encrypting all the files. I think you guys know about the encrypting and decrypting, right? Encrypting is something like if I write a letter hello, how we do encrypting to this? It's like something H they provide some X, okay, and then E they provide Y3, and then you provide L, they again provide Y3, and then so this how they are doing encrypting. So like uh, your WhatsApp message is also using encryption to send your message to your friend. So if someone hack your data, they won't understand what's your message actually is. So after you sending your data, it decrypting to like this way, so your friend understand what is actually your message is. So the malicious software is also doing something like this. At first is doing the encrypting of all your files, so you won't understand what your file was actually is, and then they will asking you for the money. If you don't pay the money within these days, they will cancel all your files. Okay, so move to the next question. Give to benefit to Zara of connecting her tablet computer to her television. Okay, so when you are connecting your tablet to your television, what's the benefit? The first benefit is obviously you will get a bigger screen, right? One is bigger screen. Okay. The second one is you can get a clear audio, or louder, can be louder or clear audio. Two marks, so I write this too. Okay. The second question is about Zara uses a pin to unblock her computer tablet. List three other methods she could use to prevent unauthorized access to her data. Okay. So what type of pin we can use? One, we can use a facial recognition. Use a facial. Okay, number two, we can use fingerprint recognition as also. So, and the another one can be iris or voice recognition, whatever it is. Add one. Recognition. Okay, move to the next question. Explain one advantage of using hosted application with tablet computer. Okay, so what's the meaning of hosted application? What's the meaning of hosted application? Hosted means you will get this application from internet. Like if you search on the Google, you will get a certain application. This is called hosted application. So hosted means online. Sorry, it's online. Okay. So the answer of this question is hosted application is stored online, right? So user don't need to update regularly, and they can collaborate in real time. So like for your operating system is also one type of software, like Windows, you have to update, right? So the number of applications which are hosted online, you don't need to update certain application because it's done automatically. And beside that, you can access it in real time. Real time means, suppose if I want to, real time means like you are using your WhatsApp, right? So if I send you a message, you will directly get the message right now. This is called real time. But if I send you a message now and you will get after like 3 to 4 hours, then it is not called a real time. So okay, this one is hosted application are stored online. So user don't need to update regularly, and they can collaborate in real time. Okay, so I think you all understand this question. Move to the second question. So explain one advantage of using locally installed application. Okay, so what's the advantage of locally installed application? Advantage is without internet connection, you can use the application. You don't need internet, and also you can use anywhere. If you have your laptop or your phone, you can access it from anywhere without internet connection. So locally install soft application, I can write, can be used anywhere without a internet connection, right? Okay, so the next question is question 3. Okay, so question 3 is Ruan uses a smartwatch when he exercises. Okay, the smartwatch can connect to a Bluetooth health monitor. Which one of these describe Bluetooth? Okay, so if we move to the high-speed wired connection, no, Bluetooth is not a wired connection, right? Okay, a high-resolution connection, no, high resolution is uses for what? For a TV monitor, like TV screen. Your TV, sorry, not TV screen, sorry, high resolution is sorry, high resolution is actually mean by video. So this one is actually mean video. Okay, the second one is an energy saving connection. No, when you're using a Bluetooth, it doesn't save your energy or something. It's a type of wireless connection, right? So you put like this. This is the answer number C. Okay. Okay, so move to question number B. So which is what the health monitor uses Bluetooth to transfer data to the smartwatch. Explain why Bluetooth rather than infrared is used for this transfer. So this question is asking why we are using Bluetooth, why we can't use infrared to do the same thing. So why we can't use infrared, one of the reason is infrared is uses line of sight. Line of sight means it transfer light to the device which it want to control. Like if you have a remote and you have a TV, okay, the remote will send light. In this way, this remote device can control your TV. So these two devices should be at the same line of height. Otherwise, it is quite impossible to transfer the data. So because of this, when you are doing the exercise, it's quite impossible for you to maintain this line of sight, right? So that's why we can't use infrared. And also infrared has a short length, like a short transferring length, like I think 5 meter it's transferring. So because of this we can't use infrared. What it I will write here is like infrared require line of sight, which is not always possible, when exercising, right? Okay. So the next question is give two factors that might affect the speed of the transfer. Okay, so here it is asking like I'm using a Bluetooth, right? So what might affect the speed of the data that I'm sending my device to the Bluetooth device? So what it can affect? The first is range or distance. Second is interference. Means if example like if while some object is coming, then it is quite harder for Bluetooth to transfer the data. Okay, so range for Bluetooth maybe I think 10 meter it can transfer the data, but Bluetooth is using radio wave, so it uses radio waves. Okay, Bluetooth is using radio wave to transfer the data, and the interference example was like if something is coming between you and the Bluetooth device, then it may be quite harder for transfer, but still it's more more easier to transfer data compared to infrared because it is not using the line of sight, like your device and you don't need to maintain the line of sight. So your device can be here, you can be here, still it can transfer data to you. So that's why we're using Bluetooth device. But if like something came between you and your device, like if there is a coming wall, then maybe it is tougher to send data. But suppose you are here and your device is there, but if it's within 10-meter range, then it can still transfer the data. So that's why Bluetooth is more better compared to infrared. Okay, some data needs to be encrypted when it is transferred. Describe how encryption helps keep secure data. Okay, so I think I already explained about the encryption. So okay, how the encryption is work. Encryption is like if I say hi, okay, how this one is encrypted. They will provide H, like then they will provide RTY3, and then they provide I. In this way, they are doing encrypting. They provide some other little bit word or letter, or maybe the number, and then they change the word, something like this. So no one can read actually what it's saying. So it randomizes the data. It is so that it cannot be read. and requires a key for decryption. Okay, so you need a key to decrypt this data. So like when the WhatsApp is transferring something like your message to your friend message, only WhatsApp know how to decrypt, like only WhatsApp have that key to decrypt this data. So in this way encryption is done to make the data more secure. Okay, so move to the next question. Ruan's smartwatch uses GPS to monitor its location. Give two pieces of information that could be calculated using GPS. Okay, so uses GPS to monitor his location. Okay, this one is why we are using GPS for the location. We are using this on map, right? When you are using Google Map, what you can see the speed, like how much how what is the speed of your car. Then you can also see the estimated time of arrival, right? So I can write here number question 1. We can see the speed, and also we can estimate to see what estimated time of arrival. Okay, so if you know some other thing you can write it, no problem. Okay, so the next question is, some social networking devices uses GPS data. Describe how the use of GPS data could place social network user at risk. Okay, so the example of this question is GPS data, social network, and risk. Okay, so suppose if your internet is on and also your GPS is on, you went like some places, some new places, and then suddenly you get notification from your Google. They are asking for how is the place. Do you want to give 5 star or 4 star? So this way Google is collecting the rating of a certain places. So Google do, it take the data from the GPS and then it asks you what's the rating of certain places or certain restaurant. So what's the advantage of this is disadvantage of this is user location is accessible, right? Anyone can access, and this information can be used inappropriately. So this is the answer. So users location is accessible and this information can be used inappropriately. Okay, so move to the next question. The health monitor stores 4 megabytes of data. Construct an expression to show how many bits are in 4 megabytes. Okay, like in maths we're doing 1 kilogram equals to 1000, 1 gram equals to 1000 kilogram, right? 1 gram equals to 1 kilogram equals to 1000 gram. So in this way we can also do some calculation in our computer. So here the lowest is bit, so we say 1 bit. Okay, and then the second one is byte, So 1 byte equals to 8 bits. So 8 bit required to make 1 byte. Okay, so then 1 kilobyte. Short it's called KB. So 1 kilobyte required 1024 bytes. Okay, and then 1 megabyte. Short called MB. It is required 1024 KB means kilobyte. Okay, we have also terabyte, gigabyte, but I will talk it during the chapter video. So how do the calculation, how we need to convert what 4 megabyte, right? Construct an expression to show how many bits are in 4 megabyte MI. This one we need to convert in bits. That means this we have to convert to this. So in 1 megabyte, how many bits are there? So how to do? 4. So is the answer. So this is 4. We need to convert megabyte to kilobyte first. Kilobyte is into 1024, right? And then kilobyte need to convert to byte. So 1024. Okay, then byte we need to convert to bits. This one is 8. So the answer is 33554432. So this is the answer. I think you can now easily do the calculation here. So the next question is, Ruan purchased his smartwatch online. Describe 2 ways in which the internet can impact positively on companies that sells food. Like in I think in our country we have a Daras. It's like Amazon also one of the example. So what's the benefit of selling something online? First benefit is you don't need any space, right? It saves money because there is no need for physical shop. So what it say? Saves money because there is no need for physical shops. Okay, and then the second one is internet is available for 24 hours and can be accessed from anywhere. So because of the internet, customer can access it from any country, right? And also it can increase your selling. So on that basis I can say internet is available access from anywhere. Okay, so move to the next question. So now we are starting question number 4. Okay, so question number 4 is asking about Ruan searches online for local sporting events. Okay, Ruan evaluates the fitness for purpose of the search results. Complete this table to show how each property can negatively affect the fitness for purpose of information. Okay, so the meaning of this question, they're asking fitness of purpose. Fitness for purpose of the information. That means we can see number of information on the internet, right? So what's the fitness of purpose? Means what's the quality, or what's the truth about that certain list or certain articles they are showing on the internet. So this is called a fitness of purpose. Means the quality of the information, is it true or it's not true, something like that. So bias can be, suppose you are getting an event on the internet, that this event you will get this is a, suppose you are getting a sports events on the internet, they are showing that it will be starting on this date at certain location or something. But what the bias is, result may not have enough information. Maybe they don't provide that you have to wear this type of dresses for that certain sports. So you won't, maybe you won't get enough information from that article. If they somehow forget to write there, you won't get enough things, right? So result may not have enough information. Okay. The other thing is age. Age means it can be outdated, right? You see, but they don't even mention the date. So you think, okay, maybe it will happen in future, but it can be outdated information, because when you search on internet you will see so many information that are outdated. So you can see it can be out of date, right? So I just out of date. Reliability is, you search something and you get the information of other thing, maybe it doesn't match with source or be inconsistent, means the information you are seeing is actually not true, it's a fake one. So this is called reliability. Information may not match other sources, or maybe you can just write in short, maybe inconsistent. Okay. So the next question is, which one of these is another property of information that affect fitness for purpose? Okay, fitness for purpose means the quality of the information. So cannot, keyword no, plagiarism no. Plagiarism is like if someone copy uh, some others articles or other word, like if someone copy your work, this is called plagiarism. Keyword means this is a one of the keyword, age, which is or something like that. Cost is money. So here this one will be the answer. Relevance. Relevance means how appropriate something is. Maybe something can be the information, can be anything. So this is relevance. Okay. So the next question is, which one of these would improve the ranking of a search result? Okay. So ranking of a search result. Ranking means what? Suppose if you write an article and you uh, post on your Google. Okay. So and now I search, like you write an article on basis of lemon. Okay. So when I search, I won't find your lemon articles. I will find some other people one. Why? Because your ranking is quite lower compared to them. Why your ranking is lower? Because if you open your Facebook, maybe you can see number of ads like Chaldal. They have a number of advertisement, and also you can see number of advertisement for the Amazon. So they are paying to Google so that they can sponsor their advertisement. So what happened? Acknowledged sources, copyrighted material, alphabetical search terms. No, these all will not require. Only sponsor advertise. Means if you pay, then the Google will sponsor on your advertisement, right? If you sponsor, then it will show. Maybe it can increase your ranking, improve your ranking, but that doesn't mean it will provide your ranking to 1 or 2. There is some other calculation also they are doing to give a ranking of your article. So this is the process of provide a ranking to your article. So if you sponsored adverts, this is one of the way which you can rank your article. Okay, so explain why Ruan must consider his use of keyword when using a search engine. Okay. Okay, why one need to consider like careful about the keyword when he's searching something. Like if you want to search for like you want to search for computer, you need to write COM, right? This way you have to keyword. But if you write RI, then obviously this computer will not come. So keywords are compared with the content of web page which is providing more relevant result. That means if I have an article based on computer, if I write COM, it will match with my article keyword and then it will show on Google. So the number of article which is written based on a computer, if you write the computer, it will show on Google. So this is the uses of keyword that algorithm uses to find a certain information from the internet. Okay, so keyword keywords are compared with the content of web pages which providing more relevant result. Okay. So the question number C is Zara enters the same search term as Ruan but receive different result. Explain why Zara received different result. Obviously, the first reason is like today I search computer, I get one article. After 5 days, if I search the same keyword, I find another article. Why? Because maybe other blogger they write another new articles about computer. So my one is quite older, right? After 5 days, the blogger who write about the computer is quite newer. Even if he sponsor, if you do the sponsor, maybe his article rank become higher compared to the one that I searched today. So on that basis, the algorithm is working. So algorithm is always try to find out the latest thing, and obviously whatever the article or the things information that have a higher ranking. So on that basis, I can say may have updated, right? So if the search is not done at exactly the same time, then the algorithm may have updated. Okay, so you can ask one question, maybe, which is what's the algorithm? Okay, algorithm is actually an instruction that we provide to the computer. Okay, so if you click on a button, okay, and it show you some information, you click on the button and it move you to page number 2. This is one of the instruction, and to complete this instruction we write algorithm. This is called algorithm. Okay, so move to the next question. Which one of these is a protocol used to transfer data to the internet? Okay, so we know VPN. What VPN? VPN we uses to change our country, like some of the content we can't access, so it changes our IP address. So maybe it changes from Bangladesh to Canada, and then you can see a certain information or certain articles. Like Medium, I think we can't access. So another one is HTML. HTML uses as a markup language. So if you want to build a web page, then you need HTML. Okay, ISP is also another internet provider, so I'll not go with it. So how we transfer the data on the internet? We transfer data on the internet using HTTPS. If you search on the Google about a certain website or something, you can see there is written HTTPS. Okay, go for the next question. Describe how MAC address can be used to prevent access to internet. Okay, so what's the MAC address? MAC address is each of our laptop have their own address. This one is a laptop personal address, laptop address. So in this way we recognize a certain laptop. Like if your name is Johnny, so how we can recognize you by using your name. So when the people are making the laptop, they provide a MAC number which is unique for each and every computer. So in this way you can identify what's the MAC address of your laptop. So describe how MAC address can be used to prevent access to internet. So access to internet, like you can prevent, like you can put certain MAC address in blacklist, whitelist. So if you put the blacklist, they won't able to access your website or something. But if you put in whitelist, they can access. So what happened? Every device has a unique MAC address that can be blacklisted or whitelisted. All can be filtered also by a firewall. firewall, sorry, firewall. Okay. So now the question you can ask, what's the meaning of firewall? So firewall is actually a filter, like this is my laptop. I'm using the internet, right? And this is another laptop. So here is the firewall. It's filtered all the thing and then it send it to the another IP address or laptop. So from here, if someone put your MAC address to the blacklist, then your laptop can't transfer data. So this way, if someone do any crime, then maybe if some laptop is uses like before for crime, then they use their MAC address as a blacklisted. So that's why they can't transfer the data. Okay, so firewall is actually work as a filtration between internet inside the internet. Okay, so move to the next question. Analyze how the use of cloud-based services has impacted on the gap between the information rich and the information poor. Okay, so we need to understand what's the meaning of information rich and information poor. What's the meaning of cloud-based services? Cloud-based is we are using Google Doc. This is called cloud-based. We're saving all our data on Google Drive, file on Google Drive. We can save our work documents on Google, and also we can use Google Doc to write a certain information, or maybe you can do your assignment on Google Doc. So the number of things that is on the internet is called cloud based. Maybe it can be application also. So the difference between information rich and information poor is information rich is like the people who can easily access the internet, who are getting a high speed internet. So this is called information rich. So they can easily access the material which is on the cloud. But information poor is like some people don't know how to use the internet or how to use a certain device, as well as they don't know, as well as like some poor economic country, they don't have enough money to access for the internet. And also some of the less developing country, they don't have high speed internet, so it is quite difficult for them to getting the material from the cloud. So this is called information poor. Okay, so I already write this answer, I just paste it here. Okay, so this is the answer of this question. What it says: nowadays cloud computing is trending technology, means it is the most high type of technology. Like most people are wanted to learn about cloud computing. Most of the company they're using cloud company. Most of the company switch their services on the cloud to rise the company growth by hosting their application, as well as it reduces device storage and processing cost, right? Okay, so what it do, most of the companies switch their device on the cloud, switch their service on the cloud to rise the company growth by hosting their application. So some of the company they are doing a business on website. They what they're doing, they put different type of website on the application to show to the customer. And another thing is maybe some other company uses a business with data. They also move all their data to the cloud, so they don't use to um, pay for the device and also the processing cost. So what is happened, they reduce it, it reduces the device storage and processing cost. So on that basis, most of the company chooses cloud computing. And also beside that, knowledge sharing is more easier than before, and people can get number of learning opportunity from the internet. So if you go to the YouTube and you search about a certain topic, you can easily get it. But before, like 10 to 12 or 20 years ago, it's not possible, right? So knowledge sharing is more easier now. Moreover, the service of cloud-based is now more wider because it reaches to the people who live in remote or island location. Like nowadays, the people who are living in village also get the internet. So on that basis, it is more wider. Okay. Beside the advantage, when you are writing this type of question answer, always try to focus on both advantage and disadvantage. So beside the advantage, there are some disadvantage also, but still some of the fact is widening the causes of digital divide. So what's the meaning of digital divide? Digital divide means the okay. So the meaning of digital divide is like some people can't able to access the computer, cannot buy because they don't have enough money due to the laptop price is quite high, and also some people can't able to access internet also because of you need to pay for the internet as well. So this type of thing is called digital divide. Widen the causes of digital divide means it increases the causes of digital divide, which is poor economic condition, and less developed countries are not getting same amount of high speed internet like developing countries. And also some people cannot afford the excess of internet due to money, maybe excess of internet and laptop devices due to money. However, at last you have to put a conclusion, right? So however, the impact of information rich is more wider than information poor. But if you consider all these things, then you will came up a solution that I think information rich is more wider than information poor, right? Still, because our knowledge is shareable, maybe some of the people is not getting that benefit, but I think if there is 100%, maybe 70% people are getting benefited. So on that basis, I say like, however, the impact of information rich is more wider than information poor. Okay, move to the next question. This is the last question, which is question number 5. James teaches in a school that uses a local area network and a wide area network. Give one example of a wide area network. So obviously wide area network is an internet. So internet, okay. Some learner have accessibility need. Complete the table to describe how two peripheral devices designed specifically for accessibility could improve the learning of people with accessibility needs. Okay, like some people have a problem, right? Like they can't see or maybe they can't able to read. So this type of problem. So how you can use this type of new technology to solve that type of problem? Okay. So first we can use a reading pen because some of the blind people they can't able to read. So we can use a reading pen. For whom we're using reading pen? People who can't able to read properly, right? Then the pen will read for them. Okay. Move to the next part. Okay, can be like some people can be visual in this one is also some people can be like can't see also, right? So what happened, they can also use a braille keyboard. So what it do, allow users with visual impairment to enter data or type. So okay, move to the next question. Describe two benefits to teachers of using a local area network. Teachers of using a local area network. Okay. So what's the benefit of using a local area network? Of local area network the teacher can get. Okay. Now we need to understand one thing here. The type of network, right? We have a three type of network. One is LAN. LAN means local area network that we are currently using in our home. So if we have 5 laptop, 4 mobile, all are connected to LAN. Okay, then it comes to MAN. MAN is a metropolitan network. Metropolitan network. What it do, like in one city and then another city, like this certain network is provided to 3 city. This is called MAN. Maybe it can provide to only one city. Okay, like if you are living in Dhaka, and whole Dhaka have this network, or maybe inside Dhaka they have a different type of places, right? So one place is using one man, another is using another type of man. I think they have a different address. Okay, the third one is WAN that we talk about at the first question. I think question number 5, number A. So WAN means wide area network. So what it do is actually, this one is quite expensive, and this one cannot buy by an organization, but man can buy an organization, and LAN also under the organization. So WAN is provide internet to the country, like Bangladesh and India and Pakistan are getting the same internet WAN. So this is the example of LAN, MAN and WAN. So the answer for this question is number 1 is okay. So the question number 1 is, what's the benefit to teachers of using a local area network? Number 1 is, you can easily share or can be store files, so it can be accessible by colleagues or people. Like in your home, if you want to print something, what you do, you connect your printer to your computer through Wi-Fi, and then you send your certain documents to the printer for printing. So they are using the same Wi-Fi network. On that one is local area network. Okay, the another can be, you can easily communicate using email also, and beside that it provide security, because this is the network that only the people who are living in your home is using. So we can write share or store files, so it can be accessible by colleagues, maybe who are working at the same company, and people or something like this. Okay, number two is communication using email can be easier. Or also it provides a security. Okay, so move to the next question. One type of backup procedure the school could use is incremental backup. State one other backup procedure the school could use to secure its data. So what's the backup actually? What's the meaning of backup? Backup means like in your computer if you have 500 files, okay, and something happened to your computer, all files will gone. But and also if someone hacked, also it will gone. But if you do a backup, then what happened? All this file will store some other places also. So what if something happened to your computer, it won't affect your files. This is called backup. So there are different type of backup. So they are saying about incremental backup. What's the meaning of incremental backup? Incremental backup is like today is Monday. We have this amount of data here, okay? On Tuesday, I use this data. So incremental data will only back up this. Okay, then again Wednesday, I add this amount of data. So it will add this. And next day I will add this amount of it. This is called incremental data. Okay, and another can be another type of backup is called full backup. That one is called uh, full backup. So how the full backup is working, like Monday the same, I have this amount of data. So Tuesday I have only this, right? But what the full backup is do, it will take all the work for Monday and also take the Tuesday, and it will back up this. This one is Tuesday, this one is Wednesday. So what it will do for, then it will take the previous data and also today's data and take the full. So it will be more time consuming, the full backup. So whatever the other answer is full backup. So I write it here. So it's full backup. Okay. So move to the next question. Explain the purpose of an acceptable use policy. Okay. So what's the meaning of policy? Policy means rules and regulation. Like if you buy any type of software, there is a license. So they provide a number of rules and regulation. And even if you join to any company, then they will also provide you some documentation. There is some policy like you won't share their personal data to other people. This is called a policy. So we'll explain the purpose of an acceptable use policy. Okay, so the meaning of this, we provide rules which can protect companies reputation, right, by preventing inappropriate action of their employee to avoid financial losses. So this means it provides rules and regulation which can protect company reputation. Means a certain company provide a certain rules that you don't have to do these if you're working here. So when an employee join to that company, he or she will sign a certain paper against that policy. Okay, so it will prevent them to transfer some personal information of the company to transfer to other company, because if they do then they maybe have to go to jail. So okay, so the answer of this question is it provide rules which can protect company's reputation. So it can provide rules which can protect company's reputation by preventing inappropriate action of their employees to avoid financial losses. Okay, so move to the next question. The learner use communication software. Describe the purpose of communication software. Okay, so the communication purpose means communication software means you can share data, you can exchange or share data or files, information to other. This is called communication software. So the purpose of communication software is to exchange or share files to other individuals. This is called communication software. Just wait. Okay. So we can say the purpose of communication software is the purpose of communication. The purpose of communication software is to exchange or share files or information to other individual. So example can be Skype, or you can provide any other type of example. So go to the next question. This is a long, I think this is the last question. Describe the impact of VLE on learners. So what's the meaning of VLE? Virtual learning environment. So one of the example is Coursera or Udemy. You can get a number of courses from there, and also YouTube as well. YouTube is the most common one. YouTube. Okay. So how this type of learning environment affect on learners? You have to like describe this. So okay, so this is the answer of this question where it's saying virtual learning environment is a method of gaining an education over the internet, right? So we can gain education from the internet. It makes easier for the student to learn at their own time and pace due to 24/7 availability, because you can easily access it at any time. So you don't need to attend your tutorial at a specific time. So if a student somehow miss their class, they can be able to view it later, and also used for revision material. Due to it can be easier to organize all the topic properly, right? Like for the class, compared to the class and compared to the online, you can easily organize all the topic properly, and obviously it will be more helpful for for a student who somehow missed that important class. And beside that, also teacher don't need to repeat the same lesson again. They can use that for their revision. Okay, Beside number of benefit, there is some disadvantages, which is some student might become dependent on the virtual learning environment, which makes them reluctant to work. Means what? There because beside the advantage, some student can take the advantage of this. They don't want to do the classes because they think that okay, I will get it later, so I don't want to do the classes, I will sleep. So they may be more reluctant to work. Health is also hampered due to continuously looking on the screen can cause eye strain, right? So when you are reading something, you continuously need to look on the computer screen. So it may be hamper your eyes. So moreover, some student cannot access due to digital divide. I already explained about the digital divide, which is some student can't be able to buy because of the high price of laptop, or even they can't access the internet because they don't have enough money to access it. Okay. So in conclusion, VLE has more positive impact compared to negative. Why? Because it makes easier for the people to learn from anywhere. And also they can access number of learning material which can increase the number of literate people over the world. Okay. So before 10 or 15 years ago, we have to pay the university fees to learn a certain subject, right? But now we can easily access it through internet. So this can also be the one of the reason to increase the number of literate people over the world. So compared to this, I think VLE has more positive impact compared to negative. So you guys can write similar like this, or if you want to make changes here also you can do it. No problem. So this is the last answer of this question. So however, if you like my tutorial, please subscribe to my channel. In future, I'll be adding more questions answered. So it will be helpful for you guys if you subscribe and also like to my channel, because it will motivate me to work for you all. Okay, thank you.